So yeah, let's kind of dive into it. Why don't you
Yeah.
tell us how we met? I think our story of how we met is kind of cute and interesting.
Well, I can't remember exactly, but I do know it had something to do with nightcourt. Probably the saddest part of the year was losing two of the major cast members this year. But connecting with you over Markie's death was what I remember. Around 9, 10 years old, I discovered the reruns and just became kind of obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And Markie was my acting hero. I mean, I watched her and decided I wanted to be that. I wanted to be beautiful and funny and smart, and all the guys loved her, and she wore great clothes despite the shoulder pads. We overlooked those, but
and sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but the mullet.
The mullet. No, the mullet was not good.
Yeah, she rocked it, but yeah,
she wore it well.
Yeah,
she wore it well. I remember being about 10. I think I was 10, so it had to have been older than that, because I watched the episode where Christine had her baby in the elevator, and for some reason that clicked with me. I said, oh my God, that's hilarious. I must have been about 11, because it was from the 7th season, which was around 89, 90. So I must have been around 11. And just watching her with that, the funniness of the labor part, and then with, John Astin as Buddy, he just cracks me up. And the whole situation was so funny. And I said, I want to do that. I want to make people laugh like that. And I didn't know about Markie's illness. I wish I had, because she followed me on Twitter last year. I don't know if I mentioned that, but she followed me.
Mm-hmm.
My hero followed me on Twitter. But now I really wish I'd sent her a message just to say hey. And, I didn't have any fantasies of us being besties or anything, but just wanted her to know that, there are people out there that just admire her, and we're hoping the best for her. It's weird. People may think, thinking this emotional about an actor is weird. So the last season I did watch it. And then when it went off the air in May of 92, Markie went on to Hearts of Fire with John Ritter. And at that point, I had just started getting into acting. I had auditioned for this show. I had just been diagnosed with diabetes when I got tickets to go see Hearts of Fire in August of 92. I still have the ticket. I kept the ticket. And talk about your classics, John Ritter and Markie Post and Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, he was in I don't remember if he was in the one that I saw the first time. I actually saw it twice. I saw once the first season and once the second season. But we went to an actual taping in Studio City, and you were supposed to be 16 to get in. I was 9 days away from being 13. And yet they let me in with, they didn't care. They were ushers. They were making minimum wage. They didn't care. So we went in, and I was with my mom and my grandma. They both indulged me and took me to my very first TV taping. And we sat in the bleachers, and I think that was when Bill Clinton's brother's band was doing the, because they're all friends with Harry Thomason, who was the director, and Linda Bloworth Thomason was his wife, who created Designing Women. So they were all kind of friends with the Clintons and everything. So their band was playing. The show started at 6 o'clock, the taping. This was their second episode. It did not wrap up until midnight. It took 6 hours. Now, I've been to other tapings since then. I've actually been an extra on some sitcoms, and I worked as an usher for this same company that I got the tickets from. Nothing has ever lasted this long. This Hearts of Fire episode was the longest taping I'd ever been to. And somehow during the taping, we were able to move forward down because people were leaving, and we were able to move down to the front row. And I was just this on the brink of being a teen, and I was so excited to see my hero in person. And somehow we got to talking with the warm-up guy who talks to the audience in between. And my mom had to, oh, she's Markie's biggest fan. Oh my gosh, she's upset. And I was like, Mom, stop. But meanwhile, this guy was like talking to me about it. Like, tell me, what do you, and I was just telling him, oh, I love her. I want to be an actress like her. And somehow he got word to her that her biggest fan was in the audience. And at the end of the show, she came up to the bleachers. I was in the front row, and she said, "Are you Stephanie?" I said, and I don't remember anything I said. I honestly cannot remember most of the conversation. I just remember her sticking her hand out, shaking my hand. She said, "Thanks for sticking around," because it was late. And her hair was all goofy because there was a whole thing about her having like a bad hairdo or something. And my mom was like, my mom said something about, "Oh, it was great, thank you." And she was like, "Yeah, thank you for staying. You know, you didn't have to." And then I was wearing these earrings. She said, "Oh, I love your earrings." And I was like, "Okay, they're officially my favorite earrings now."